set this thing up really quickly. Hopefully it stays in place. So I just finished washing my hair. I had this little towel wrap thing here. And yeah, I'm going to be setting my hair using the Curl Manifesto, the Carol Stays line. So of course the crème de jour fondamentale with the jelly curl contour and the Curl Manifesto Really Sublime oil. But yeah, so I really wanted to do like a live where I kind of show my post hair wash situation and what I do, what my curls look like dry, well not dry, but like towel dried, and how I would typically, set my hair in a way that is quick, efficient, and doesn't take up like a lot of time. So starting with the creme de jour, that's the first thing I would use. That would be like, I would use it as a leave-in, and that's the amount that I would use for my whole hair. Shrinkage is not a joke at all. Shrinkage is not a joke, and it looks short. It looks like it's really short in terms of length, but my hair is actually not that short. I actually was surprised. It had been a minute since I straightened my hair, and so I'm kind of surprised at how much it has grown. I probably shouldn't be surprised because I did just have a baby. So, I mean, typically that's what happens. Hormones come in, your hair starts to grow, and it just becomes a little easier to retain length. But yeah, so this is where we are at. And applying the jelly and raking it through my hair just to really get the product in there. And it's interesting how wonderfully far the hair community, the natural hair movement or the natural hair community movement or the black hair care movement, I don't know what you guys call it. I don't know what it's called, to be honest. But I love how far it has grown because of how hard it was to actually get any form of support. When I first started my hair care journey, mind you, I started like 5 times before actually sticking to it. So after I've put the oil, the Louis Sublime, I'm just gonna start braiding it at the root, and then I'm gonna just twist it at the bottom. But it was really hard to get any kind of support. Yeah, I will say support, simply because I think a lot of people just didn't know what was going on. They just knew that like they had their hair and it was naturally curly, and they had been traumatized by their hairstylist trauma, and so it's just grown into such a beautiful community for the most part. I think there are ways, we still have like ways to go. I really do believe that, because to be honest, there are things that I'm just like done with. I'm so over, like, for example, the shame. There's a lot of like shaming in the natural hair care community. There's a lot of gatekeeping as well, which I'm kind of surprised about because it shouldn't be that way. I don't know why we're gatekeeping our method. Like, it's not just like curly hair is not just strictly subject to Black people. And I thought we knew that, but a lot of people still don't. And I'm not sure who's started that whole gatekeeping thing, but it became a whole bandwagon. And then it became, trying to preserve the integrity of information that was being spread. And then it quickly became shaming others who have different methods or different ways of taking care of their hair, which it can be really toxic to find a community, or to actually build in a community where you're trying to provide information without coming off as judgmental. And then when you're correcting information that's being spread out, you know, it can be taken out of context. And maybe that's what it was. It was just information taken out of context. But man, like, some people went really hard with that. So, yeah, that's really, really annoying. Having to constantly deal with just information overload. Yeah, information overload for sure. And so, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I really hope that in 2022 we can create, the hair care community can just be less toxic, more inclusive, and diverse, also way more diverse. I would love to see the coarse type, like that really curly, coarse, easily frizzed hair, because my daughter has that curl pattern. We have different hair textures, different curl pattern. Mind you, mine is color treated. I did bleach mine, so the integrity of my curls has changed somewhat. I've had to learn to care for it even differently. As you can see, the top of my hair does not behave where the color treated portion has. It's different. So we really need to, I think we need to work on that as a community to just be more inclusive and less judgmental. I would love to see that. Okay, well, that's my time for now. I can sense that my kids are gonna burst in here because somebody hurt somebody or somebody's vexing somebody else. But this was fun, and I will do it again soon.